Miles J.
Yeah.
Miles J.
Yeah.
And you say touring. I thought about something we talked about previously, how, you know, people sometimes have to go abroad or leave their area before they appreciate it. Now, you perform a lot here in Charlotte, and
Yes.
one of the things that we had is the concern that people in the area don't really come out and support local jazz artists. Talk about that a little bit, please.
Well, you know, society, I have to say, man, you know, doing some research, and the way that society is, people, we have this funky thing, if I could say that.
You can say funky.
Okay, they got this funky thing that allows them to put other people or musicians with their art in a box.
Mm-hmm.
And then they decide when they are big time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Big time is not signing a record deal and going, not necessarily just going worldwide.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what it is.
How would you define it?
I don't even like the term big time, to be honest with you.
Well, create a word. What would you define that?
Success.
Success. Okay.
Let's say successful. I think an artist is successful when they can stay busy and able to make a living doing what they're doing full time. That's a level of success. But the thing is, if you don't, society and in the world today, well, forever, if you don't have a big name that belongs to a big label or in conjunction with another big artist, then, you know, people, they hesitate paying big dollars to come see you. And here on the local scene, me and a lot of my fellow musicians, we know this. Yeah. You know, and it's can't say it's aggravating, but it's depressing. Yeah. Sometimes
because I guess the quality and the professionalism
is there.
Is there, and yet you're offering it for a lot less, but then get paid more because I mean you're right here.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. And this is what you do.
But you take what's local for granted.
Mm-hmm.
I performed in this church. It was actually Condoleezza Rice's church.
Okay.
In Palo Alto.
And did she perform also?
She was not there. That's when she was in, you know, in politics, and she was not there. She was in D.C. But the pastor was the comedian Ricky Smiley's uncle.
Okay.
So he arranged for me to come out there and do something there, and it was I'll never forget it. I'll just never forget it. The whole nine. They treated me just totally different. Even when I go to Greenwood, South Carolina, or of course Atlanta, Sumter, South Carolina, I do some stuff yearly at Sumter on the campus down there at Morris College.
Okay.
It's totally different. It's totally different.
Like they welcome you as this accomplished artist coming into our community, and we got to, you know, pay to support him. Plus, we want to see him. Because,
exactly. You know, exactly. Now here in Charlotte,
and you're all over.
It's growing.
I mean,
it's growing. People are finding out that there is a smooth jazz trombone artist out there. The name is starting to really ring. The fan list is really getting big to the point I have to have someone help me to, you know, keep all that stuff together.
So how many in your fan list now? How many?
We're coming right at about 500. It's like 480 something. So
because you're one heck of a marketer, man. I mean, you're sending emails out there. You got your website. You know, you can catch you at Tempos. You're out at some. Where are some other places you're playing?
Deltas.
Deltas.
The new restaurant uptown on 9th and Trade. The House of Jazz. Cornelius on Catawba Avenue. Fans. Can't forget about Fans. I love Fans. Fans, we're there. We're normally there once a month.
Special shout out to Tammy Green.
Tammy Green, that's my girl.
Philly. And Sharon.
Philly. Go Eagles. She's doing great things here in Charlotte, and she's actually hired the band a couple of times to open for bigger names.
So she seems to really understand the importance of supporting local artists.
100%. She really do. So and I do give a shout out to all the fans that have come aboard, that signed the list, and that do come out. You know, it's different. It's not the sax. The trombone is so unique, and I want to educate the viewers for a minute. Sax, and I'm not hating on any instrument. I love them all. I am music. I tell people that I am music. My dad played saxophone with James Brown, Tina Turner, Otis Redding bands before becoming a minister. So I had a really, and I still do have a really strong tie and love to the saxophone. It's just that he wouldn't let me play his.
You probably wouldn't let your son play your
You know what? No. I buy him his own.
Okay.
I buy him his own. So, but he didn't teach me, and I couldn't just, you know, grab his sax and start playing, which I really wanted to play. That's another reason I chose the trombone. They spent the money to buy me a trombone, so I learned how to play it. But there is no brace or, you know, string around the neck to like sax players.
So have kind of like support your hands up.
There's no support, none whatsoever with the trombone. You buzz your lips the whole time you're playing, so that's a lot of wear and tear on the lips. You use more wind from your lungs. Yeah, you use more, and it's heavier. It's a heavier instrument than the guitar. The guitar is supported. The guitar is supported with a strap. The sax supported with a strap.
So you name a lot of instruments that, you know, are supported with a strap.
The keyboard player's on the stand and you sit down. So you really at rest, but, you know, and what I do is just totally different. You know, I'm moving around the whole time.
I've seen you move, man. I've seen you move.
That I can't
You seem to really enjoy yourself when you're on stage.
Like you said, it's passionate.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I don't move, what I project out of the instrument, it would never happen.
You talk about educating our viewers, and I also understand that you are in the school system.
Yes.
And you talk to me a little bit about music in schools.
Well,
and young people appreciating music.
After doing music pretty much full time, coming off the road, you had to have something to fall back on. My degree is in life counseling. That's my degree, but I didn't want to be a counselor in the school. There's this guy by the name of principal. He's a doctor now, Dr. Yande Rudolph. He's principal at one of the principals at Northwest School of the Arts. I went and interviewed because I'm like, okay, the income is not coming. I'm not on the road, blah blah. And I talked to him just for real, you know, and let him know who I was. He hired me out of 66 people, then down to 6. He hired me to be a behavior specialist for the students with behavior issues on that campus. Okay,
because you have the degree, you have the training experience in that, yet he also understood that your love for music and realized that arts, there's a phrase, I forget what the phrase is, but a community that doesn't really appreciate the arts is really neglecting a very important part of that community.
Yes, and how important that is. I mean, the music is, you know, it's not just music. That's my motto. It's not just music, it's therapeutic. So
say that one more time.
It's not just music, it's therapeutic.
You better copyright that one.
It's on the way. It's on the way. But I started working with children and realized that I had a real huge love for kids and their success. And so what I did with behavior children is incorporated music to calm the savage beast. You understand what I'm saying?
Music calms the savage beast.
That's what it says. That's what's written. So I used that, and then not only that, with my childhood background and, you know, some issues that I knew that I had, I share with the kids. I don't hide anything. I had some issues with anger management and these type things just like they did, but music, I like to say it saved me. Yeah. You know, it took me out of a place, and and I'll tell the kids, it can work for you as well. You know, let's try it. You know, we do some exercises and stuff like that. You know, we incorporate that with some of the curriculum that I teach for behavior issues, and it's been working. You know, it's been working. I left Northwest and I worked at Morgan School, which is, they discontinued that name. It's Lincoln Heights Academy now. Okay. And I was there 5 years, and now I'm at James Martin Middle School. So the whole time I'm moving to the school system, I'm building and building and building onto my independent label, Bone Jazz Productions, and still releasing, still performing, but I always have ended up with schools and with principals that understood what I do, and they allow me to go and do my music just as long as I come back. They don't want to lose me. So, you know, Mr. Rudolph, Dr. Rudolph called me.
Shout out to Mr. Rudolph.
Shout out to Dr. Rudolph, to James Martin a year ago, James Martin Middle School. And he said, man, I really, really need you. There's some kids over here. I'm telling you, they just need to hear what you have to say.
Now, you say they need to hear what you have to say. Yeah. Correct me if I'm incorrect, though. Is this like young people who may have some behavioral issues? Yes. And as a result of you introducing them to music, then you can kind of change them from one path to another.
It's not just the school where I'm assigned to. CMS, you know, countywide, Not sure how we're going to do it yet. I'm talking to some people about some things, with some forming some organizational things that I can't really speak about right now. But
if you tell me, you have to kill me.
Don't tell you, brother.
Don't tell me.
But you know, that's what I really want to do. We were selling Bone Jazz. Anybody that's on Facebook, you Facebook Buff Dillard, become a friend or friend of the page, Buff Dillard and Unique Blend. You'll see pictures, people smiling and taking pictures with Bone Jazz shirt on. Proceeds from those sales went to help kids that did not have a way to get to the musicians field trip last year, and this year we had one person to donate 2 flutes for kids that could not afford, families couldn't afford instruments, and we're purchasing some more for kids that just don't have. So I'm still doing things within the school system outside of the behavioral management sector,
paying it forward
to help, helping the students in the music, class.
Towards the end of the program, what is one word that best describes you? One word do you feel like best describes you?
Ambitious.
Ambitious.
It's the first song on my latest album.
Ambitious.
Against All Odds. Go get it.
And then, who most influenced you? What
who most influenced
you?
At this time of my life, I'll be honest with you, I can't think of one. It's just not one. It's quite a few collectively.
A village concept.
Yeah, because anybody that I see pursuing their vision against all odds is an influence to me. Yeah. Because that's what I've been.
Inspiration, they inspire you, motivate
my whole life is against what they said I couldn't do. I did it. Couldn't do, I did it.
Well, I would like to take this opportunity, ma'am, and thank you for appearing on this episode of The Chocolate Box.
Thank you.
And as we like to do, people who grace our seats, we like to give them an opportunity to participate in a little ritual we call the eating of the chocolate. So, dig in, my brother. My name is Chocolate Drop. Thank you, Mr. Buff Dillard and Bone Jazz for appearing on this episode of The Chocolate Box. I'd like to encourage you to tune in each week, same day, same channel, for another episode. And until then, we'll see you next week.